together. They're going through 2 or 3 harvests per bag, and then you're switching those out and putting these in, and it's just, you're constantly on what we call mushroom time. So you're just always like looking and trying to pull them before they start, before the caps start veiling up. Like
How many
umbrella in the
rotations
wind.
do you get out of each cake?
So you usually get like 2 healthy ones. If you really have a good macro environment with a lot of airflow is like super key. So because this filter right here acts as, it's almost like when you roll down, say you light up whatever you like to smoke, and you roll down the window and the breeze is going by, right? But it's not coming in directly. And you just see the smoke kind of go whoop and suck out. That's the same idea. So when you have, like in these cultivations, we'll have fans about every 6 to 7 feet. I've seen some of them where they have them every 3 to 4 feet, and they're just oscillating fans. And so what it's doing is it's causing the airflow to go by, and it's sucking out the CO2, and the mycelium and the mushrooms are breathing in the O2, right? So you get this kind of circular, internal AC happening,
So it almost acts like a human lung.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm gonna
Its
use
own
that.
little filter.
Yeah.
Next
100%.
I would just-
So 2 rotations of same consistency.
You can get 3. I wouldn't say you'll get the same consistency. The first flush is always the greatest because that has the most moisture in it, and that's the thing too. Is like mushrooms are 90% water, right? So when you when you get that first flush, that you can imagine. I mean, these things will get, like, I can show you a video, but they'll get to the top of the canopy for the first flush. Like, they're just huge, and then when you pull that, you're taking out a lot of the water. So you reintroduce some water after you flush it the first time, and then the second flush will be a little less, and then the third flush will be less.
I've seen other people grow mushrooms in different mediums, but the benefit of something like what he's got is it's already been prepped to not carry different spores.
Yeah.
Because you can grow it in other mediums, but if it has it'll pick up other bacteria, other fungus, other spores, and you don't even know what you're growing. And then it'd have all kinds of randomness.
And that's what the
So I know you have it kind of pre-prepped.
yeah. And the other thing about it too is because we created it for commercial cultivations, we could produce 4,000 to 5,000 bags a day. So the sterilization process we came up with, we actually pack it all in the bag first, then we put that on the rack, and then we put it in the sterilization.
Right. Well, I meant
So you just
that
pull them out and
myself.
they're all done.
Okay.
So what kind of quantities,
I always like to under promise, over deliver, but I like to say five bags will get you 1 pound of dry mushrooms. But if you follow like the simple instructions and set up your room right, which is really it's just temperature and airflow is the most important thing for mushrooms. When you have that going, you can pull out 1,100 grams on the first flush.
When I heard the consistency, the first round is good, the second round, we are talking about consistency in terms of quantity? Or, with due respect?
No. So the mushroom itself is still fantastic. Like the quality of the mushroom is fine. It's just the size of it, right? Because we're talking more about water content rather than like the size of, which is, so that first flush just sucks out so much of the moisture. And if you literally think about it, like with that micron filter, right? It's bringing in O2, you're squeezing out CO2, and as that CO2 is going out, right, you have this condensation coming up too. So just think about that condensation, it's like filling a balloon. So it's just filling up that mushroom with water, if that makes sense, right? So you have this like constant like sucking out, sucking in, and then the mushroom's like, okay, here's the oxygen, and then that pushing out is what's putting that water inside the mushroom.
So 1 pound for 5 bags, and we keep hitting that again and again for how many times?
So you'll get like that with the cycle of the bag. So really it turns out to be like 4 bags would be 1 pound of dry. right?
Then can we reuse?
Oh,
But
you're real
it-
sorry.
No, then the cake is completely
Comes
useless.
with- oh,
Yeah,
okay.
and then you
Was
just
it?
replace it. But what these places do is they just get them on a cycle.
This was a good day.
So you know, the first cycle, of course, you're super bored.
Cool.